Nvidia is telling people to uninstall the latest update. In fact, you'd probably be better off just uninstalling Windows from your system. There's no denying that Windows 11 is dog shit. It is like the worst version of Windows.
Nvidia is now telling gamers to uninstall Windows 11 because the latest update is literally breaking PCs. Your $2,000 gaming rig can be crippled overnight by a forced update you never asked for. And this isn't a bug. It's what happens when AI money matters more than gamers. Nvidia is now telling gamers to uninstall Windows 11.
Windows 11 is not going to get any better, and it's not being designed with games in mind, in my opinion.
The company that sells you $1,000 GPUs is basically saying, yeah, the operating system just broke your PC. And this is exactly why I keep saying gamers are no longer the priority. Right now, there's a Windows 11 update going around that is straight up destroying gaming performance. People are reporting massive frame drops, random black screens, and systems that won't even boot properly. And Nvidia's official response? Remove the update, roll back your system, pretend this never happened. That alone should scare you, because updates are supposed to fix things, not turn your gaming rig into a brick. I've personally seen what this kind of update can do. One bad patch and suddenly your machine becomes unusable. You boot up, you get a black screen, and that's it. No desktop, no Steam, no games, just a very expensive space heater sitting on your desk. And now Nvidia and Microsoft are pointing fingers at each other like two kids who broke a window. Microsoft says it's a driver problem. Nvidia says it's a Windows update problem. Meanwhile, gamers are stuck in the middle with systems that barely function. This latest Windows 11 security update was supposed to make your PC safer. It was marketed as critical, mandatory, non-optional. It patches over 100 vulnerabilities. Sounds great on paper. In reality, it's causing massive performance issues on GeForce cards. People are losing 15 to 20 frames per second overnight. Some are seeing artifacting. Others can't even reach their desktop without crashing. And what's wild is that Radeon users aren't seeing the same level of chaos. This seems heavily tied to Nvidia systems, which is exactly why Nvidia stepped in and said, uninstall it. Think about how insane that is. A GPU company telling users to remove an operating system update just to play games properly. This isn't some tiny bug either. Microsoft already admitted the update caused boot issues on some systems. They pushed out follow-up patches, but those are optional, meaning if you don't manually hunt them down, your system might still be broken. And here's the part that really annoys me. Windows will install this update whether you want it or not. You can disable auto updates, you can delay them, you can try to control your own PC, and Windows will still wake up one day and say, nope, we're doing this now. So what does that mean? It means your PC doesn't really belong to you anymore. It belongs to Microsoft's update schedule, and gamers are paying the price. Now zoom out for a second, because this problem is bigger than just one bad update. Nvidia and Microsoft are both locked into the AI arms race right now. Data centers, cloud computing, AI training hardware. That's where the money is. That's where the stock market gets excited. Gaming? That's starting to look like the side hustle. We're already seeing GPU launches get delayed. We're seeing consumer cards pushed back while enterprise AI hardware gets priority. We're seeing prices stay high because supply is aimed at servers instead of gamers. So when Windows 11 breaks gaming rigs, how fast do you think it gets fixed? Not very fast, because gamers don't move stock prices. AI does. That's the uncomfortable truth. And Windows 11 itself isn't helping. It's becoming heavier, more bloated, and more obsessed with AI features nobody asked for. Copilot, background services, telemetry, always online, always connected. All of that runs in the background while you're trying to play a game. And then people wonder why performance keeps getting worse. At some point, you have to ask, is Windows still designed for gamers? Or is it designed for Microsoft's future business model? because it feels like Windows is slowly turning into a platform for AI services first and a gaming OS second. That's why you're seeing something interesting happen right now. More gamers are starting to look at Linux, not because Linux is trendy, not because it's cool, but because it's stable. You install it. It stays the way you installed it. It doesn't force AI assistance into your system. It doesn't shove updates down your throat while you're asleep. You decide when it updates. You decide what runs. And for gaming, that matters. With tools like Proton and Steam's Linux support, most major games run just fine. Retro gaming runs better than ever. Even mid-range hardware becomes usable for years longer because the OS isn't constantly fighting you. And now, even major game platforms are starting to pay attention to Linux. There are signs that native Linux support is becoming a priority for more launchers and stores. That's not an accident. That's a response to frustration. That's a response to Windows becoming something people tolerate instead of enjoy. Because gamers don't want a smart OS. They want a stable one. They don't need their operating system to write emails. They need it to not crash when they launch a game. And that's where this whole Nvidia and Windows 11 mess connects to the bigger picture. This update didn't just break systems. It exposed priorities. It showed that gaming stability is not at the top of the list. It showed that AI integration matters more than frame rates. It showed that forced updates matter more than user control. And once people lose trust in their OS, that's hard to get back. If you're lucky and your system isn't affected, great. Leave the update alone. Security matters. But if you are affected, the fix right now is literally to uninstall the update and wait. That's the official advice. Which is embarrassing for both companies, because this isn't some obscure setup. This is Windows 11 plus Nvidia GPUs. That's one of the most common PC combinations on Earth, and it's still broke. So where does this leave gamers? Stuck between an OS that keeps changing without permission, a GPU market focused on AI, prices that don't come down, and updates that can destroy performance overnight. That's the new reality. And I think this is exactly why more people are going to start experimenting with alternatives, not because they hate Windows, but because they're tired of fighting it. Gamers want control. They want predictability. They want their machines to feel like their machines again, not rented terminals for someone else's business model. If Microsoft keeps stuffing Windows with AI features, and Nvidia keeps prioritizing data centers, then the gaming experience will keep getting worse by comparison. Not because the hardware is bad, but because the ecosystem is drifting away from gamers. And that's the real story behind this update. It's not just a bug. It's a symptom of an industry that's moving on and dragging gamers along whether they like it or not.